Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, let me give you an update on my Vr6 story. Here we have my green Vr6, my malachite green. You can see this is my Minter that I bought, my dream one. And here it is in my workshop. You can see my dream Vr6. It's only got about 200,000 Ks on it. So this was the one that I've been after all this time. So basically you've seen my story. I first bought that Vr6 and it well, you saw my story. If you've watched my channel before, you have seen my rant and rave on my Vr6. I call it the Vr6. So the Vr6 just gave me uphill and uphill and uphill, and I ended up turbocharging it in order to make myself feel better. But then what happened? The green one came along. So I had to find the money. I didn't have it. I had to hustle like I always do and bought myself another Vr6. So now I've got two Vr6s, one naturally aspirated and one turbocharged. Okay, so let me show you around these two cars so you can see the difference between the Minter on the one side and the not so Minter on the other side. Okay, so my green Vr6, if you look at it, it does have a few small scratches in the paintwork. You can see the scratches here. There's a few small scratches. So this car isn't by any means perfect, but for a car from 1997, it still looks pretty good. I put new brakes in the front and new discs, and I painted the calipers. I had new mud flaps for the front. I changed the little beading. These beadings were missing. Then I got the rear mud flaps. You can see I put these are the replicas, but they are pretty good replica. And then basically the rest of the work was on the engine. This car, Vr6, it's all about this Vr6 engine. So now this is the Vr6 engine. It's been made famous by its 15-degree V design with a single cylinder head, which was basically they fitted 6 cylinders into the space that a 4-cylinder would normally fit. So on the Vr6, this one is a stock standard 2.8, which they came out in South Africa in 1993. We got the early ones. Then we had a facelift in about 95 where they changed the design of the front end. And then in 97 they had another redesign where they added airbags, and then they changed the fuel injection from what we would call OBD1 to OBD2. So Vr6s have become very famous in South Africa. They have got a cult following, which I'm finding out. I have now so many friends, all you guys out there, thank you so much, that have reached out to me in my Vr6 journey and helped me along the way. So these cars are definitely cars that you need to have patience and passion to own them. Like I keep on saying, you have to be a passionate owner, because it's not something you can just go buy a part off the shelf. These cars are becoming scarcer and scarcer, and parts are even harder to find. So on my green one, it's probably about 95% complete, and maybe just a few more things to get electronically working, the central locking and the aircon. That's about it on that car. Then it will be 100% working stock car. It isn't completely stock though. It does have a Viper branch and a full twin pipe exhaust system, which makes the car sound pretty cool. So just have a listen here to the difference in sound between the naturally aspirated one, and then I'll put the turbocharged one after that so you can hear the difference between the two Vr6s. Just hold on. This is a Vr6 Burble. So this one is a stock OBD2, and everything is basically still stock in the engine bay. You can see I've added the stickers. Those are reproductions, and I still have to paint the underneath of the bonnet. You can see the paint is coming off, and then I've still got the cover to put back on. Okay, so that is basically my NA Vr6. This is my dream car. I've wanted this car for the last 10 years, and finally it's mine. So the green one, that is my thumbs up. But now let's go on to the next one. So let's switch this one off. You've heard it. Well, so that is my naturally aspirated 2.8. It's got that Vr6 sound, but I wanted a bit more, so that's why I put a turbo on the other one. So now the other Vr6, that one is not as good a story. So let's check out my burgundy Vr6. Okay, this is my turbo Vr6. I call it the Vr6. As you can see, I've just basically added wheels from a S3, and then I've also added mud flaps. But you can see this one, it's missing all the trim pieces, it's missing the ends on both sides. You can see it's missing the ends. I also got Vr6 mud flaps for the rear of this one. You can see it's got Vr6 mud flaps on it. From the outside, it doesn't look too bad. The actual car is not in bad condition. It drives pretty well, but most of the issue was electrical, and that there were so many things wrong with this car. So let me just show you here. This is the interior of this one. You can see the seat is damaged on the driver's side, but it still looks like the original seats. And you can see I've just put a cover over the steering wheel so that I don't see that damage that's on it. Okay, so this is the turbo one. Okay, so this is my turbocharged Jetta. As you can see here, I just basically put a GT35 billet. It's an import turbo from Mr. Turbo. I bought it online, as well as the oil feed pipe and all the flanges, the turbo blanket, wastegate, all from mrturbo.co.za. Then basically the down pipe, I had it made up at Powerflow, and then the up pipe, you can just see I basically took the two stock manifolds that are sitting there and I made a Y pipe out of the two that comes up, and then you can see it just under there, the Y pipe comes up. So I basically wanted to fit it in the space so that I could still keep the aircon and everything. So yeah, but after all the issues this one gave me, it's finally all back together. I just retuned it. Let me just start it here for you. Okay, so this one here is not as smooth and nice as the green one. Let's just start it here for you. Okay. I'm still have to play with the idling a bit. I'm not getting it perfectly smooth with such big injectors. But you can see it's all together. Just hunting a little bit every now and then. And this one here, and here it's got a completely different sound to the other one. So let me just give this one a few revs for you. So basically what happened before, I damaged two pistons and it was breathing out the breather, so there was smoke coming out here. Whenever I'd park anywhere, they would blow some smoke out the bonnet, so it looked like the car was on fire. So that was when I had to fix it and put two pistons in the engine. So the difference between the turbo one and the NA one, well, frankly, you can't compare them. Well, so if you'd ask which one would I choose, well, I don't need to. I've got both of them. So this one is the one I can go with to car shows and everyone wants to buy it. But this one is for when I want to go fast, and nobody even looks at that car until it comes absolutely flying past them. So I have the best of both worlds. We have my naturally aspirated Vr6 collectors, which I think is a collector's executive dual airbag, and then this is a 95, 96, and I don't think it's ever going to be collectible. It is, yeah, sort of valuable, but with all the unmatching numbers, the engine's been changed. It's not the original gearbox. There's so many things that have been changed on the car. I can see even looks like the doors have been changed on the car. So unfortunately, that one is never going to have the value that this one has got. So thanks so much for watching the channel, and please comment below. Tell me what you're thinking. What do you think these cars are worth as they stand? Naturally aspirated, turbocharged. So what do you think? You know, I would put, say, 150 on that one and maybe 120 on that one. What do you guys think? Hit me up in the comment section below. Okay, so thanks so much for watching. Can you hit that subscribe button already so that I can continue making these videos? And if you have anything that you would like to add or that you think I should put into my video for next time, give me a comment, send me a messenger. Mark Redline Mechanic. Check you guys later.